Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here for This Week in Agribusiness. I'm Mike Pearson. It was a beautiful week in Grand Island, Nebraska this week for Husker Harvest Days. Tens of thousands of farmers gathered in Grand Island to look at what the latest equipment and technology is, not just for row crop producers, but also for cattle producers. I had the chance to talk with National Events Director for Farm Progress, Matt Youngman, about what growers were excited about at this year's show.
When you get here to Husker Harvest Days, 25% of the show site is dedicated to the beef operations, the cow-calf, the feedlots, and so lots of technology unveilings there, specifically the autonomous feed truck, which is a pretty cool addition to the show. But, throughout the grounds, we also added a cover crop plot, which was really exciting. We dedicated about a 300-foot strip there, and they put in all kinds of 6-foot strips of different blends and varieties of cover crops, as well as 2 plot walks. So it was a pretty cool cover crop show.
Absolutely. You hear folks talking about that out in the fields, especially how it works with a beef operation, and here they got the chance to see it firsthand. Were producers excited about that opportunity?
They were. We had 2 plot walks per day, one for the crop folks and then another one for the beef operation. So, an opportunity to get real specific with the experts and ask questions and probably learn about some new varieties and blends that you didn't know were around.
And Matt, of course, for dryland farmers, when you come out here to Grand Island, one of the things that stands out is all of the center pivots. The irrigation, there was a lot on display irrigation-wise, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Every one of those exhibits, it seems like every year they've got some new piece of technology that's making it easier to operate from your phone, or water management, or, monitoring your wells, or whatever the latest and greatest thing is, whether it's nozzles or the spans themselves. So, yeah, there's always things to learn on that front.
Matt, here on the grounds, we continue to see permanent structures go up. It continues to become a more permanent site. Talk about what that's meant from your perspective managing this show. It's kind of neat to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it shows the value of the show. The exhibitors are willing to put that investment into the infrastructure. It's good for Hall County here because that's property taxes that they can count on. It helps the schools and the fire departments. And it's kind of this has been over 40 years of a great partnership here in Hall County, and it just continues to grow.
But it's not just beef at Husker Harvest Days. There's nearly 800 acres of row crop on the grounds, and farmer Jason Libby is responsible for maintaining all of that corn and soybeans. I had a chance to talk with him about how this year's growing season went at Husker.
It was a little bit of a struggle. It came out with some dry weather, got everything in the ground, and then we hit a cold snap for about 4 weeks. It took 3-4 weeks for this corn to come out of the ground, which made us a little nervous, but then Mother Nature helped us out with some extreme heat in July and moved it right along, and we'll be harvesting about 16-17 moisture corn. Had a little hailstorm come through, delayed it a little bit, but we're still good. It's 170 to 230 bushel short season corn.
All right, that hailstorm, gosh, so many producers across the Midwest got hammered by that this year. How widespread was that damage?
Yeah, this one here was only 1.5 miles wide and lasted for about 6 miles and just caught the southeast corner of the show site, southwest corner of the show site. So, yeah, there were some guys that got wiped out and had to replant some stuff.
Boy, it's always something. Every single year is the way agriculture works. Now, the crop ground on the show site is predominantly corn, but I understand you do some rotation. Is that right?
Yeah, we try to fill in some rotation, just keep the soil good, and it's always good to rotate every 2-3 years to beans.
That makes sense, Jason. Speaking of beans, now I understand coming into this season you had a pretty lofty goal for a bean plot here on the grounds. Can you tell us why you were so excited about this bean plot in the first place?
Well, it hasn't been beans for 38 years, and we were going to pour all the good stuff to it, fungicides, insecticides, everything. And then a hailstorm came through on June 17th and got about 50-60% damage, so we kind of just washed our hands of that. They're still going to be really good beans. I mean, they'll still be 70-80 bushel beans, but my 100 bushel goal is gone.
The Libby family has been managing the crops on the ground at Husker for nearly 40 years. We thank them for making it look so good year in and year out.